ሃይ ተማሪዎች እንደምን አላችሁ ዛሬ solving quadratic inequality የሚለውን እናያለን እዚህ ጋር we use some easy way to solve such problems you know that in case of quadratic equation we say that ax squared plus bx that means ax squared plus what this is bx plus c is equal 0 we call this equation in case of quadratic inequality this means it can be what greater than or greater or equal, less than or what? Less than or equal sign or different from equal sign. We call this is quadratic inequalities. To be quadratic, A must be what? Different from what? A must be different from 0. Different methods or techniques to solve quadratic equation. The first one is what? Graphical method. That means if you have what? If you have a graph looks like this one, since it is quadratic, it may be what? Opens upward or downward. Let's consider this one. Let's say this is a point A. Let's say this one is what? Point B. If that's so, if you consider here, you know, the graph is what? Below x-axis when x is between what? A and B or B and A, yes? This is below x-axis. This is negative. If it is at the right side of A, the graph is what? This graph is above x-axis, so it is positive. At the left of B also it is what? Positive. But at A and B, the graph is 0. That means f of x is equal to 0. So we call this is graphical method to find the intervals that satisfies whether it is greater than or less than. In case of sign chart, you know that if here is A times B. A times B indicates the factors. That means, for instance, x minus c times x minus d. This A is x minus c. This B is what? X minus d. The product is maybe less than 0 when it is less than 0. If x minus c and x minus d have what? Opposite signs. If this one is positive, if this one is negative, their product is what? Negative, so it is less than 0. If this one is positive as well as x minus d is negative, then still the product is less than 0. We call this sign chart. Similarly, if you have the same problem, x minus c times what? This x minus d is greater or equals what? 0. In that case, if it is true when what? Both x minus a and x minus d have what? The same sign. That means both can be what? Either positive or what? Negative. In case of product property, you know, you have to take what? The product of what? AB. This product is, for instance, greater than 0 if and only if what? If and only if A and B have what? The same sign is. Similarly, if A times B is less than 0, this implies A and B have what? Have opposite sign. So we have used such properties or such methods to solve the quadratic inequality. Let us see these problems we'll solve together. This is the solution set of the inequality x squared plus 6x plus 8 greater than 0. This is a matrix or university entrance exam sample. So what is the solution set for this one? To find this one, it is better to find what? Two numbers whose sum is 6, their product is 8. 4 and what? 2. So we can express this problem as a form of what? X squared plus 4x, here is 6, that is 2x. This is the university entrance exam. So let's try to solve this problem using the ways that we considered before. That means it says that this is quadratic inequality, it is greater than 0. So when to solve this, we'll try to find what? Two numbers whose sum is 6 and their product are what? Is what? That is 8. The numbers are 4 and what? 2. So we express this as forms of this is equal to what? This is x squared plus here is 4x plus here is what? This is 2x plus here is 8. So this must be greater than 0. When take a factor like this one, take the common factor. Here is what? X. Here we have x plus 4. When you take this last two terms, the common factor is that is 2. Here we have x plus what? 4. They are greater than 0. What's common? Here we have common one is what? X plus what? X plus 4 is common. Times this is x plus 2. Still this is greater than 0. You know, this is what? Using product property, this product is greater than 0 when what? They have the same sign. That means you have two case 1. Let's consider case 1. Using product property. That means x plus 4 must be greater than 0 and what? And x plus 2 must be what? This is greater than 0. Or the other option is what? X plus 4 less than 0 and at the same time x plus 2 is less than 0. When you consider this one, when you solve x is what? X is greater than negative 4, yes? Similarly, when you solve x plus 2 greater than 0, x is greater than negative 2. If you consider this, take the one which is common for both. This is negative 4, here is, for instance, negative 2, here we have, let's say, 0. When x is greater than negative 4 means what? It doesn't include negative 4, it is open, and it includes what? Other pointers, that means except negative 4, as a right of negative 4. Similarly, this is the region we consider. Similarly, when you say that x is greater than negative 2, the region is this one, on this side. So, what is common for both? The common one is what? X is greater than negative 2 for this. Or, similarly, this means x is less than negative 4. At the same time, x is what? Less than what? Negative 2. Still, you have to find what? The common one. Here is negative 4, as we did before. Here is negative 2. Here you have, let's say, 0. Less than negative 4 means what? At the left of negative 4, doesn't include negative 4. And left of negative 2 means what? It is at the left of negative 2, it doesn't include negative 2. So the common region that we have is what? X is less than what? Negative 4. This is x is less than negative 4 or what? Or x is greater than negative 2. This is solution. If you want to have to put this using interval, solution set for this is what? This is negative infinity to what? Negative 4 union what? Union, or means union. This is negative 2 to positive infinity. So this is the solution set for this problem. Let us consider the other case. As we did before, we can factorize this as a form of what? X plus 4 times what? X plus 2, which is greater than what? 0. Now we can use what? Sign chart. Sign chart for this. To apply sign chart, find the zeros of this x plus 4 as well as x plus 2. The zeros are what? This is negative 4 and negative 2. So take this x plus 4. It is what? 0 at negative 4. At the left it is what? Negative. At the right it is positive. When you consider x plus 2, it is what? 0 at negative 2. At the left it is negative. You have to take any arbitrary value at the left of negative 2. Take negative 4. Negative 4 plus 2 is what? Negative 2. 0. So this implies it is negative at the left. At the right it is positive. Take 0. 0 plus 2 is what? 2. It is positive. Again, here we have what? The product of x plus 4 times x plus 2. Yes, so take their product. Here is x plus 4 times what? Here is x plus what? 2. So, negative times negative. On this side, both are negative. The product is what? Is positive. Here is 0. Here is negative. 0 times negative is what? That is 0. Here is positive. Here is negative. Positive times negative is what? This is negative, yes. Here we have what? Is positive. There is negative. Positive times 0 is what? That is 0. This one is positive. Again, this one is positive. Positive times positive is what? This is positive. At the right side is positive. What we want to find what? The region which is greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, the region must be what? Positive. This one as well as what? This positive region. So the value for this is the solution set for this one is negative infinity to negative 4 union what? Union here is negative 2 to positive infinity. So we can solve in such a way. We call this is sign chart. The other way of finding this is, let's consider this is the second one. The third one, graphical method. To apply this one, we use what? General, that means general completing square method. That means let's complete this one. This means we know that x squared plus 6x plus what? Take half of b. In our case, b is what? That is 6. Half of 6 is 3. The square of that is 9. Minus 9 plus what? 8. This is greater than 0. Yes, it is the same number. Since we add 9, this is half of b and subtract it. So we get the same result. That means x squared plus 6x plus 8. When you consider this one, it becomes what? This is x plus 3 the whole square. Here is what? Negative 9 plus 8 what? That is negative what? Negative 1. So, after expressing this function as such forms, we obtained what? The vertices or turning point. The vertex is what? Here is negative 3 and negative 1. So, the minimum value for this is what? It is negative 1 at negative 3, since the leading coefficient here is what? It is 1. This one indicates that it is positive. If it is positive, the graph opens upward. So let's sketch the graph of this. This value, as we did before, it is what? It is 0 at negative 4s and it is 0 at negative 2. When you consider x is negative 3, negative 3 is what? Between negative 4 and negative 2. So at this point, the value is what? That is negative 1. It is negative 1. So it is 0 at this point. It is 0 at negative 2. And it is what? Negative 1 at negative 3. This is negative 3. When x is 0, the value becomes what? 0 plus 6 times 0, 0 plus 8, that is 8. 8 we have here is 8. So the graph is open upward since it has positive leading coefficient, so it looks like this one. The graph looks like this one. As observed here, the graph, this is what? The graph of this function, that means x squared plus what? This is 6x plus 8. It is positive what? As the right side of what? Negative 2 here is, it is positive. This is positive region. It is positive. Similarly, on this side, the graph is what? Above x-axis. That means it is positive. As a left of what? Negative 4. So, from this graph, you observe that the solution set for this one, that means it is positive or greater than 0 is what? On the interval, negative infinity to negative 4 union what? Union, it is negative 2 to positive infinity. So, we can solve any quadratic inequality using either of these 3 methods. So, you can choose the one which is easy for you. Let us consider the second example. Solution set of the inequality, this one. As we did before, you can use either of the methods that you want. For our purpose, let's try to use what? Sign chart. So you'll try to find what? Two numbers whose sum is 5. Their product is what? A times B. Here A is what? Negative 2. Here is C is what? Negative 3. So that is what? 6. So we have what? Two numbers, that is 2, 3 and 2 are the two numbers whose sum is 5 and their product is what? 6. So use this one. This is negative 2x squared plus here is 2x plus here is 3x minus 3, which is less than 0. When you come to here, what's common here? You have to take common for this one. It is 2x is common. When you take is 2x, it becomes what? Here is 1 minus x. Plus, when you take here is the common one is what? 3x minus 3. What is common? Common, let's take, this is 3. When you take minus 3, it becomes what? Here is minus 1 minus x is less than 0. What is common here? 1 minus x is common. So, here we have 1 minus x times what? Here is 2x minus 3 is less than 0. So you'll try to find the zeros of these factors. That means 1 minus x as well as 2x minus 3. The zeros are what? That means the zeros here is 1 and what? This is 3 over 2. If that's so, here is 1 minus x. 1 minus x, it is 0 at 1. At the left of 1, it is what? Is it positive or negative? It is positive. For instance, take 0. 1 minus 0 is what? That is 1. So it is positive. At the right, it is what? The opposite. That is negative. Similarly, when you consider this 2x minus 3, at 3 over 2 it is negative. At the left of this is what? Take 0. 0 times 2, that is 0. 0 minus 3, it is negative. It implies that negative at the left, it is positive at the right. Finally, take the product of what? These two. What's that? 1 minus x, this is times what? This is 2x minus 3. Means what? Our problem. That means negative 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Positive times here is positive, here is negative, their product is what? It is negative. Here is 0, here is what? Negative, so their product is what? 0. Here is, this one is positive, negative, sorry. This one is negative, negative times negative is what? It is positive. Here is, it is negative, here is, it is 0, so negative times 0 is what? That is 0. Here is, this one is negative, this one is positive, their product becomes what? It is negative. What we want to observe that it is less than 0, strictly less than 0, that means what? It must be negative, this region as well as this region. So, the solution set for this inequality is what? This is negative infinity to 1, excluding 1, union what? Union, it is 3 over 2 to positive infinity. We can find in such forms, because this is using sign chart. Similarly, let's try to solve the next example, that is, it says what? 3x squared plus 35x minus 12, which is less than 0. Still, this is what? Your matrix exam. That means university entrance exam. So, we'll try to find what? Two numbers whose sum is 35 and their product is negative 36. What are they? Since 3 times negative 12 is what? Negative 36. The numbers are 36 and what? Negative 1. So we express this as forms, which is 3x squared plus, here is 36x minus what? X minus 12, which is less than 0. Take common value for the first two. What is common? 3x is common. When you take 3x is common, what remains? Here is x plus what? That is 12. Similarly, when you take common for negative x minus 12, it is what? Negative 1. So this becomes what? X plus 12, which is less than what? 0. What is common here? The common one is what? X plus 2, 12 and x plus 12. This means here is what? X plus 12 times what? Here is 3x minus 1, which is less than 0. So again, we use what? A sign chart as we did before. This becomes what? It is, the zeros are what? Negative 12 and what? Here is 1 over 3. Let's take here is x plus 12. It is what? 0 at negative 12. At the left it is negative. At the right it is what? Positive. You have to consider by taking any. Similarly, when you take this is 3x minus 1. It is what? 0 at 1 over 3. At the left it is negative. You can check it. At the right it is what? Positive. Finally, take their product. The product of them is what? This is x plus 12 times what? Here is 3x minus 1. Here is negative, it's also negative. Negative times negative is what? Is positive. Here is 0, here is negative, their product is 0. This one is positive, this one is negative, their product is what? Negative. This one is positive, this one is 0, their product is 0. This is again positive, this also positive, their product is what? It is positive. What says that it is less than 0? Less than 0 means what? It must be what? Negative values. So the solution set for this problem is what? Interval between what? Negative 12 to 1 over 3. So we can solve using the sign chart, or if you want, you have to apply cases or graphical method, which is applying inequality. Here we have. It says 2x minus 1 square plus 2 less than or equal 6x square minus 3x. To solve this problem, first you'll try to expand this one. This means what? Which is equals 4x squared minus, here is 4x, here is plus 1, here is plus 2, less than or equals what? This is 6x squared minus what? 3x. Let's collect similar terms, or let's take this one as what? This is minus 4x plus, here is 3, less than or equals 6x squared minus, here is 4x squared, here is minus 3x. what 5? This is equivalent to what? Let's take negative 3x to the right side. No, to the left side. That means negative 4x plus 3x plus 3 is less than or equals what? Here is 2x squared. If we collect or bring this one to the right side, this becomes what? This is 2x squared plus what? This is x, since negative 4x plus 3x, that is negative x. Here is minus 3 is, this one is greater or equals 0. So, as we did before, we'll try to find two numbers whose sum is 1 and their product negative 6. Since 2 times negative 3 is what? Negative 6. This means 2x squared plus, here is 3x, minus, here is 2x, minus 3 is greater or equal 0. If I take the common factor for this one, it is x. X into 2x plus 3. Similarly, when you take common factor or terms for negative x minus 3, you have negative 1. So what is common in both cases? The common one is what? 2x plus 3. Which is greater or equal to 0. After that, you will try to express what? Or find the zeros of these two factors. The zeros are negative 3 over 2 and 1. Here we have what? Here is 2x plus 3. It is 0 at negative 3 over 2. At the left, it is negative. We are familiar for this one. At the right, it is positive. Similarly, when we come to x minus 1, it is 0 at 1. At the left, it is negative. At the right, it is positive. So take the product of this. This means 2x plus 3 times what? Here is x minus 1. Their product becomes what? Oh, negative, here is negative, here is negative times negative, it becomes what? Here is positive. Similarly, when you have, here is 0, here is negative, their product is what? That is 0. Here is positive, here is negative, their product is what? We are familiar, this is negative. This is positive, this one is 0, their product is what? That is 0. This one is positive, again this is positive, their product is positive. It says that greater or equal. 0 means what? It can be what? 0 as well as positive numbers. So the interval for this is what? The solution set for this problem is equals what? Negative infinity to what? Negative 3 over 2. Union what? 1 to positive infinity. This is the solution set for our problem.